WWF World Tag Team Champions, welcome back to Knoxville, rookies from the Steiner. There's the Steiner brothers accompanying to the ring.
Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey and Dr. Tom Pritchard being challenged by their pit bulldog. This dog is vicious, let me tell you that, and if they ever let him go, it'll be bailout city for Cornette, Tom Pritchard, and Dr. Tom Pritchard. The tennis racket is a threatening symbol to the pit bull, and no one wants to hold on to Cornette's racket right here. Rick Steiner, he is the guy with a headpiece on, the college or collegiate type of wrestling gear that they wear in the collegiate ranks. Scott Steiner, I don't have to tell you who these guys are, you know who they are. And the Bulldog is after Cornette once again. Dr. Tom Pritchard being challenged by that Bulldog. I don't know if I'd want to get in the ring with that Bulldog. Let me tell you what. He is a vicious animal. They lock up, and Tom backs him into the ring post, rakes his fingers across the eyes of Scott Steiner, and then catches him with a couple of shots on the forehead. Steiner taking the punishment of Dr. Tom Pritchard on the reverse, sends Pritchard into the turnbuckle, comes back, hoists him high over his head and slams him to the canvas. Jimmy Del Rey, same thing, and the Bulldog has a hold of Tom Pritchard's foot. Well, the Bulldog got up in the ring and got a hold of Tom Pritchard, and he might have took a couple of bites out of that big toe of Tom Pritchard. I told you not to get close to that corner, Tom. You didn't hear me, and you felt the teeth of that Bulldog on your big toe on your right foot. Ha ha. You'll learn next time to stay away from that corner. Tom's complaining to the referee. I don't think the referee can do any good there. He's got to go complain to the Steiners. The Bulldog back up on the apron there. They got to put him back outside. He's got plenty enough rope, but he can really get into that ring and get out right quick. So Tom got a taste of that pit bull as he grabbed hold of his big toe right there. Limping a little bit as he backed Scott Steiner into the far corner. Sends a couple of shots into the throat of Scott Steiner. Steiner, well built, well proportioned, backs Tom Pritchard into the turnbuckle, comes back with a hip toss, and Pritchard begs for mercy. Look at the arms on Scott Steiner. Look at the legs. Rippling with muscles. Big pectoral muscles. Steiner comes up with a headlock, reverses, windmills the arm once, twice. Does not make the tag. Now he does. Here comes Rick Steiner. Steiner, well built too. Both collegiate wrestlers out of Detroit, Michigan. Former WWF Tag Team Champions. Been around a while. How much longer is this going to go on? Rick still bouncing off of the ropes as he, where he was, oh, there he caught Tom Pritchard. Pritchard walked right into that and caught the clothesline. That extended right arm of Rick Steiner. Got to get the Bulldog out of the ring one more time. He's right up on the apron. Jimmy Del Rey, boy, he bails out right quick. Jim Cornette very quiet in this match. He's on the far side talking to Jimmy Del Rey, but not hearing too much out of Cornette. Scott Steiner trying to whip up the crowd a little bit here to get things rolling again, as both Jimmy Del Rey and Tom Pritchard. Little conference there with Jim Cornette. Now they call an elbow and the tag made, and here comes Scott Steiner. Steiner windmilling that arm of Tom Pritchard, yanking at it a couple of times, and Pritchard comes around and breaks his hand across the eyes of Steiner. There's the reverse, comes back up, body slams him, and Del Rey comes in. Rey gets the same treatment.
5 minutes have expired, 55 minutes remaining.
And Jimmy Del Rey sent across the ring by Scott Steiner. He lands on top of Pritchard, and then Steiner flips him over. Rick Steiner wheels Dr. Tom across the ring, and there's a double clothesline by the Steiners. And Del Rey backs out right into the Bulldog. Well, we told you to stay away from that corner. And you jump. Oh, looky there. They're going to put his hand right up there into the Bulldog's mouth. Rick Steiner inching Jimmy Del Rey closer to that Bulldog. And they bail out with the help of Jim Cornette. Well, the Bulldog got a hold of Tom Pritchard's toe earlier. Almost got Jimmy Del Rey and Cornette upset enough to jump up and down. Rick Steiner trying to calm the Bulldog down. He don't want to get out of the ring. He wants to stay in there where all the action is. Jimmy Del Rey, Tom Pritchard, and Jim Cornette all are backing away from the Steiner Bulldog. Scott Steiner in the ring. He'll go, well, he's getting a little tongue lashing from Dr. Tom Pritchard. Pritchard seems to be upset. Scott Steiner says, I mean, you know, it's all in the game, fella. Pritchard comes up with a headlock, and he's shot across the ring by Scott Steiner. Steiner bails out, goes after Jim Cornette. Steiner's got Cornette by the leg, and Tom trying to pull him inside, and they've got the tennis racket. Somebody let go. There he does. And Cornette comes in the ring after holding on to that. I can't describe this. What's going on? Oh! Tom Pritchard went after them around his side, and the Bulldog took after him, and I believe the Bulldog got the best of Tom Pritchard right there. What a spot to be in for Tom Pritchard. Oh. Across the way, we can't see what's going on, but Jim Cornette is working with Tom Pritchard, who was bitten by the Bulldog, and that was totally unexpected. I don't know if Tom Pritchard will be singing tenor for the next couple of days or not, but I'll tell you what, he had to get a hold of him right there. And Cornette fanning Pritchard with that tennis racket. I don't know if Pritchard's going to be able to get back in the ring or not. But I'll tell you one thing, he'll stay away from the Bulldog in this side of the ring for a while. Jim Cornette is beside himself. He can't figure out how to go up against the Steiners with what's going on out here this evening. Jimmy Del Rey makes the tag. I didn't think Tom Pritchard will come back in. But Del Rey makes the tag, and once again he'll go against Scott Steiner. I believe that's an effort in futility right there. I think if it came to opposing contest and a show of muscles, Del Rey comes out on the he comes out on the shorts end of that stick right there. No love lost between these two, Del Rey and the Steiner. Does a quick spin of the body slam, and Del Rey goes down. Cornette had Mark Curtis temporarily distracted over there. Tom Pritchard saved the day. Scott Steiner into that table across the way. Rick coming with a chair, a folded metal chair, after Jim Cornette. Cornette set, and there's a tennis racket. He sent Scott Steiner through that table over there. And now Tom Pritchard and Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey double teaming Rick Steiner. And Steiner got the Bulldog. He might let him loose. Across the way, Jimmy Del Rey and Scott Steiner going at it there for just a second as Jimmy Del Rey sends him back into the ring. Goes for the cover on Scott Steiner, gets a 2 count, and Steiner kicks out. Scott Steiner was crashed into that table to ringside. Jimmy Del Rey missing on the kick. And the tag is made as Jimmy Del Rey hangs on. Tried for the clothesline and got it. So Scott Steiner's taken the brunt of the Heavenly Bodies punishment here in the last couple of minutes. That goes to show you the strength of Dr. Tom Pritchard as he picked Scott Steiner up right there and stood him up high. Puts the knee across the throat of Scott Steiner. Now goes for the pin as he cradles the leg and gets the 2 count. Cornette says he should have counted faster. Tag once again made by Pritchard, Jimmy Del Rey. As Pritchard sets him up, comes off of the top rope, catches him in the small of the back. This is a grudge match, as we pointed out earlier. One fall with a 60-minute time limit. And we're about 15 minutes into this match right now. Good move by Del Rey as he hooked the arm of Scott Steiner on the turnaround. Sent Steiner to the canvas. Dr. Tom Pritchard put his boot up there, and Del Rey crashed Scott Steiner's head into it. Cradling that chin, arching it back as Tom Pritchard sits on the small of the back of Scott Steiner. Steiner trying to make his way to the corner to be tagged by Rick Steiner. But Tom Pritchard holding on. Jimmy Del Rey and Dr. Tom Pritchard double teaming Scott Steiner. Pritchard cradles that leg, gets a 2 count, and the Steiner kicks out. Scott Steiner. Famous Steiner brothers, former WWF Tag Team Champion. They've held many regional titles over the years, both collegiate wrestlers. And with that ever-present Bulldog in the ring, no one wants to get him to this corner. Bulldog has a mind of his own, don't want to get out of the ring. Jimmy Del Rey and Tom Pritchard taking care of business as they work on Scott Steiner. Worn him down after he crashed his head into the table and Cornette clobbered him with a tennis racket. He has not been the same. That probably took a lot of the wind out of him, but there's the reverse, and he comes right back. Del Rey hooks the arm. And there is the reverse, and Steiner comes up with a good move.
15 minutes have expired in this match.
Referee counting both men out. Scott Steiner trying to make the tag. Jimmy Del Rey rolling over, ready to make the tag. And here comes Rick Steiner. Scoops both men, body slams them. Scott Steiner with a drop kick on Pritchard and now on Del Power slam by Rick Steiner. 1, 2. Pritchard saves the day with that boot to the back of Rick Steiner. Now Scott Steiner comes in to go to work on Tom Pritchard, while Del Rey and Rick Steiner work on the far side of the ring. Power slam by Rick Steiner. Cornette comes in. He gets caught in the midsection by Rick Steiner, and Steiner goes for the bear hug and picks Cornette and puts him down. There's a tennis racket dropped by Cornette, used by Jimmy Del Rey on the back of Rick Steiner. Here goes the cover. 1, 2. No, got his arm up there. 2 count. Had it close. Rick Steiner being double teamed by the Heavenly Bodies. He is in a precarious position right now as Scott Steiner can't get back into the ring. When he tries to get inside, he's cut off by Tom Pritchard. Chokehold applied to Rick Steiner. The Bulldog is loose. That's one way to break it up. Referee having the bell rung. What's the decision?
Winners of the match as a result of a disqualification, the Heavenly Bodies.
Heavenly Bodies win the match. Disqualification. The Steiners let the Bulldog loose in the ring, and referee Mark Curtis disqualified both men for releasing the Bulldog.